Welcome to the Martha Bassett Show, coming to you from the historic Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina, home for music in the heart of the foothills. The Martha Bassett Show features national artists, local talent, and the music of Martha Bassett. Tonight on the show, we welcome Ben de la Cour, Angela Easterling and the Beguilers, and Jodi Burns. It's a great night with some of the finest music you'll hear anywhere. Now, let's have a big hand for Martha and the band, playing this big hit from Hank Williams, Hey Good Lookin'.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to have the show tonight and have you here with us. Thanks to all the people who are watching online. And without further ado, our first guest tonight comes to us from Greer, South Carolina, where she lives with her partner, Brandon Turner, and their 3 young sons on a farm that's been in her family since 1791. As a songwriter, she's a 4-time Kerrville New Folk finalist, a Telluride troubadour, and a 2-time Wildflower Performing Songwriter finalist. Lately, her songs have been consistently at the tops of the roots music and Americana charts. Living into the lineage of strong women in country and folk music, I am honored to introduce to you Angela Easterling and the Beguilers.
Thank you. Hey everybody, how you doing? Thank you, Martha. We're so excited to be here tonight. We're going to start off with I've got a new album coming out soon, and we're going to start off with a new song off that album. This is a song I wrote for Brandon and our 3 little boys at home. They are 2, 6, and 9, and this is about raising them up to be good men. This is called Little Boy Blues.
Little boy gon' grow up to a big boy. Little boy gon' grow up to a big boy. Little boy gon' grow up to a big boy. Little boy gonna be a man. Little boy gon' grow up to a big boy. Little boy gon' grow up to a big boy. Little
Thank you.
Thanks, Angela.
Hey.
Hello. I was looking on your schedule. You have a really tight schedule the rest of the year, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the last couple of years, that's for
Well,
sure.
for sure. How does that work with having kids? I know that's...
Yeah, well, Brandon and I are very lucky to have a supportive family, and my dad and my stepmom actually live right next door, and that's a huge help. That's where the kids are tonight. They're with them, and Brandon's mom helps us out a lot. So without them, we wouldn't be able to do it. That's for sure.
Or bring them along and put an
sometimes-
instrument in their hands.
Well, yeah, sometimes they come with us. And our oldest son, who's 9, I was telling you earlier, whenever he comes to the show with me, I sell way more CDs. So,
Yes. My son Max did the same thing for me when he was a little bitty one, too. Oh. Well, tell us about this next song. As I was telling everybody about the farm that you live on, and when I listened to this song, I was thinking, oh, I hope that this wasn't something that could have happened to your family.
yeah, this next song that we're going to do is an older song called Blacktop Road, and this is a true story. We actually live on land that goes back in my mom's family to 1791, and it is still a working family farm to this day. My aunt and uncle work the farm. And several years ago, we lost a good bit of our land because of a new road, and it's sort of constantly threatened from real estate development. It's a farm that's now in the middle of a suburb. Mm-hmm. So, this is a true story about me getting mad about what was going on and kind of using songwriting as my therapy, I guess.
A tried and true method.
Yeah. When you feel hopeless about something, you can just write a song about it.
What is grown on your farm?
Cows.
Very good.
Cows. Yeah. Brandon's got him a cowboy shirt on, but he's rustled up some cows. So you all are seeing a genuine cowboy guitar player tonight. They get out, and you have to go get them.
They do. Well, please share this song with us. It's one of my favorites.
Thank you. This is Blacktop Road. They got telephone poles where our trees had been. Ripped up our pasture, put a sidewalk in. Oh, a big bus of progress, but you've got to go. We're gonna lay us a blacktop road. We're gonna lay us a blacktop road. Well, they tore down the house my great-granddaddy built, where my grandpa was born and my mama took her first steps. Hey, but nobody cared about the stories it told. The spot was just right for Blacktop Road. It was a perfect spot for Blacktop Road. Yeah, Blacktop Road, Blacktop Road. They're gonna lay them a Blacktop Road. Don't you try to complain, do as you're told. Get out of the way of that Blacktop Road. Grandma planted these flowers back when she was my age. They still bloom there every year, though she's gone to her grave. Oh, it won't be here tomorrow, that I know. They're gonna pave them right over with the Blacktop Road. Gonna cover them over, Blacktop Road. Yeah, Blacktop Road, Blacktop Road. They're gonna lay them a Blacktop Road. Don't you try to complain, do as you're told. Get out of the way of that Blacktop Road. Get out of the way of that Blacktop Road. Yeah, well, this can't happen in the USA. They said you better shut up, we'll take your farm away. Then they thought they'd be friendly, maybe throw us a bone. It's like a family name on that Blacktop Road. Now our family name's on Blacktop Road. Yeah, Blacktop Road, Blacktop Road. They're gonna lay them a Blacktop Road. Don't you try Thank you.
Beguilers. They'll be back later in the show.
The Martha Bassett Show is supported in part by Hugh Chatham Memorial Hospital. Hugh Chatham Memorial Hospital has provided high-quality medical care for residents of Elkin, North Carolina and the Yadkin Valley area for over 90 years. And they've recently expanded into Virginia and introduced additional services, providing greater access for the communities that they serve. A private not-for-profit hospital, Hugh Chatham employs more than 900 and served by more than 70 physicians, representing 27 specialties or subspecialties, and probably one of the best pharmacy departments anywhere, delivering all of the quality medical services you and your family need. Learn more at hughchatham.org. Now let's get back to the show with Martha Bassett.
Our next guest was described by the New York Times as singing with a plush voice and rich expressivity. She has performed regularly with the Piedmont Opera, the Princeton Festival, the Opera Theater of the Rockies, the Mozart Club, the Piedmont Wind Symphony, the Winston-Salem Symphony, Magnolia Baroque Festival, the Carolina Chamber Symphony Players, Carolina Symphony Summerfest, and has toured with the North Carolina Symphony. How's that for a resume? She also holds a Master's of Music from the A.J. Fletcher Opera Institute at the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. Whether performing in intimate venues like this or on the opera stage, she appeals to a rich and diverse audience. Accompanied tonight by Nancy Johnston, will you please join me in welcoming the great Jodi Burns.
Intro. We'll see. go, woo! My dad's here, my mom and dad are here from Ohio. Woo! What up? Hey, okay, so I totally ruined the mood there, but it's kind of my style. So I know there's not a major precedent for there being much classical music here on the Martha Bassett Show. I'm so excited to be here and getting to add something new to what's already such a diverse and wonderful program. You know, what a great gift to us here in North Carolina. But I thought I'd ease us in with an Appalachian folk song that was arranged by my dear friend, our dear friend. Oh, here comes the rain. Our dear friend Kenneth Frizzell, who is a Winston-Salem resident, and he's from Eastern North Carolina, and he wrote this set of Appalachian folk songs that are just incredible, and recontextualize them in this with a more classical background and architecture. He's a brilliant pianist, so the way that they're put together is just really incredible and moving and fun when they're fun and moving when they're moving. And so yeah, we just wanted to start there. My favorite thing, I've gotten to work with Ken a lot and very closely, and my favorite story he told me while we were working on these songs together is that he gave a tape recorder to his aunt and uncle and said, just sing me all the songs you can remember, all the folk songs you can remember, whether they're Appalachian songs or whatever, however, wherever they came to us, sing me everything you can remember from your childhood. And so then he went and picked up the tapes, and there's all just these tapes of them bickering like, that verse goes next. No, they don't say bird, they say swan or whatever. And so it's like them being like, shut up, you shut up. And that is the source material for this, incredible thing. So I always like to try to figure out ways to sort of humanize the classical genre, because it can seem very esoteric, but at its heart, there are always these stories behind it that are very human and common themes, whether they sound a little hoity-toity or not. A lot of them, they could be country songs too. So the next song we have for you is called Night by Florence Price. Florence Price was an African-American composer born in 1927. She was the first African-American woman composer to be recognized as a writer of symphonies, and to have one of her symphonies performed by a major orchestra. She did not live long, but in her time she wrote 4 symphonies, many concertos, 1 billion songs. If you look on her Wikipedia, there are about 20 listed, but just in the past few years, someone found boxes that are just full of songs that we didn't even know about. So we live in this time when we're getting to experience and witness the emergence of all of these incredible artists and songwriters and, in all genres, who were just overlooked and passed by, and we are getting to watch them get weaved into the thread of American music. And I thank God for Florence Price. So this song is a personification of night as this beautiful, mystical, nurturing mother figure that comes in to cloak and wrap up the day, the poor little sweet baby day that's so tired, and let it rest.
Ooh.
Thank you, Nancy. Yes. So the next song is about night as well. This is the last one we'll do on this set. We'll be back later. And I think this is a song by a French composer, so it is in French. And it's that when you've lost someone, whether it be they passed on or you broke up, and you have a dream about them, and they're there, and they're so vivid, and you wake up, and you think it was real, and nothing changed, and then you realize that they're still gone. And you ask them to come back, but they can't. That's this. Oh. Common problem, I'll tell you that.
Oh
Please give it up again for Jodi Burns. Backstage, everyone was looking at the weather forecast. Should we ask her to stop until the rain stops? And it's not going to stop for a while. So the audio folks have ensured us that the sound quality is good that they're capturing. And maybe it just adds some atmosphere for all the thunder and rain. I hope. Okay. I want to shout out again to Jill Strickland and Connie Quinn, who are here representing the Camel City Jazz Orchestra. That made my day. They're my girlfriends, by the way. I love you too. They're making a weekend of it in Elkin and rented a house and are gonna float down the river tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a fast float. All right, I would like to do a Gershwin song for you from 1937. And this one goes out to my friends in the box back here. This is called They All Laughed, and it was written for the film Shall We Dance and introduced by Ginger Rogers while dancing with Fred Astaire. The odds were 101 against me. The world thought the heights were too high to climb, but people from Missouri never incensed me. No, I wasn't a bit concerned, for from history I had learned how many, many times the world had turned. They all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They all laughed when Edison recorded sound. They all laughed at Wilbur and his brother when they said that man could fly. Ford and his Lizzie kept the laughers busy. That's how people are that laughed at me. Thank you.
The Martha Bassett Show is supported in part by Explore Elkin, your one-stop travel source for the Yadkin Valley and beyond. If you're looking for hometown charm, historic landmarks, Main Street shopping, and fine dining, come stay a while in downtown Elkin. Elkin is a small town with a big community. So whether it's downtown events, music, hiking, or just paddling the Blue Water Trail, let Explore Elkin help you find your trail. Support for the Martha Bassett Show also comes from these fine downtown Elkin businesses. The Elk Pharmacy, Yoga on Main, Coley Hall at the Liberty, Angry Troll Brewing, Yadkin Valley Quilts, The Wisdom Table, and Fruition. Martha, what's up next?
Ben de la Cour writes songs both terrifying and soothing, suffused with honesty, craft, and a rare soul-bearing fearlessness. Ben's life as a troubadour started in Brooklyn and has taken him to Havana, where he worked as an amateur boxer, then to London and LA, then New Orleans and East Nashville, where he's lived for most of the last decade. Ben's music has been featured on SiriusXM Outlaw Country, BBC Radio, Paste Magazine, No Depression, Twangville, and Dusted Magazine, amongst others. He's a former Kerrville New Folk winner and currently spends over 100 days a year touring the US, Canada, Europe, and Australia. Will you please join me in welcoming back to our stage Mr. Ben de la Cour?
The old skull got the drop on me, white logic by his side. He drags the dirty creek of dreams, relentless as the tide. For better men than you, he says, have passed through my pale room. All roads begin and end here in the valley of the moon. Some staggered through the desert underneath a howling sky. Some scratched their names into the dirt. Now in that dirt they lie. Those dreams that little serve you in the silence of your tomb. I dreamt I was a butterfly. I dreamt I saw God's face, as dazzling as the frost, as deep as interstellar space. But could I be a butterfly asleep in her cocoon, who dreamt that she was wandering through the valley of the moon? noseless one looks down on me. I hear him on the wind. He tells me when I die I'll meet the man I could have been. The man's a monkey on his dunghill, drinking from a gold spittoon. Everything means nothing in the valley of the moon. Thank you. First time I ever played that song live. Probably going to be the last time, too. Well, you know, if you're going to make a mistake, you might as well make it in front of a bunch of strangers. Maximum self-immolation. That's what I strive for. Well, in the spirit of not playing songs that I don't know, I'm going to play a song that's off a record that I just finished. It's not out yet, that I think I've only played like once. So let's keep it going, right? Screen doors torn, the sky's gray, 4 dirty little feet, 2 more on the way. Rock bottom, baby, that's you and me. Rent's past due, we got $65, so you head downtown to see Carlotta. Sometimes I wish I was a tree. Oh, it's a numbers game. You start out high, you get low down. There's broken hearts all over this town. Oh, it's a numbers game. I was homecoming queen back in '96, but I stuck around town. When Mama got sick, by the time she left off, I was all alone. Growing up poor means growing up quick, and you don't meet a lot of folks on a double shift, lined up at the clinic, waiting on your methadone. Oh, it's a numbers game. You start out high, you get low down. There's broken hearts all over this town. Oh, it's a numbers game. Don't tell me to hold on, that it's brightest before the dawn, like counting drops of falling rain. Oh, it's a numbers game. Sky's black, my feet are wrecked. I smoke one last cigarette out on the steps. Kids are sleeping in a bed they've long outgrown. I walk by the kitchen to say goodnight, and I see her empty face in the TV light. I love you, baby, more than you can ever know. Oh, it's a numbers game. You start out high, you get low down. There's broken hearts all over this town. Oh, it's a numbers game. Thank you.
Ben de la Cour. So Ben, I understand that you were just 17 years old when you ran off to Cuba to become a boxer.
I was 19.
19, okay.
Yeah. I was ready for my pension at that point. Yeah.
What did your parents think of that?
I mean, by that point, they were used to me. You know, they were just like, all right, man, whatever you do. Just keep doing whatever other next stupid thing that you want to do. I think that, you know, in hindsight, maybe they had a grudging admiration for my insistence on stupidity, but at the time, I think they were just like,
Oh, youth.
this fucking guy. Yeah, yeah.
How long did you do that?
It was like 8 months.
And why did you stop?
I got tired of getting punched. I decided that I'd rather experience existential pain through the career in music as opposed to physical pain. Yeah. You know, build up a tolerance to that stuff.
Well, you're going strong. Keeping it going.
Too late to stop now.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow. What would you like to end this set with?
Well, I'll do one that I know. You play. That'll be good. Y'all want to do Tupelo? Yeah.
I love this song.
Me too. This is actually one that that I know is good. Yeah. You guys will laugh at anything, huh? It's great. I love it.
So we're going to have one more song before the intermission. I wouldn't advise anybody going outside, although it sounds like it might have stopped momentarily. But let's have another song first and hope that the rain stays away for a bit. This is Tupelo?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
She said, Jesus Christ, thank God you stopped. Think I can get her right. I've been out here since forever. I told her, come on and get inside. We sat there for a second. I asked her which way we should go. She said, I don't care where you point this thing. Just get me out of Tupelo. She said, you must be a Christian. You seem like a good man. I said, I don't believe I'm either, but we're all doing what we can. It was cold as hell outside that night. The street was lined with snow. It was Christmas Eve somewhere else, but not down in Tupelo. Tupelo. Said her daddy died in Memphis. He went out like the king. Naked face down on a bathroom floor. Probably never even felt a thing. As she smoked down her last cigarette, I felt the darkness grow. She said, I never knew it got so cold down there in Tupelo. Tupelo. I watched her eyes roll over white in the tangled seatbelt spider web and the blue-green dashboard light. It seems like everywhere you turn, your back's against the wall. live again. I'll even live and all. Dump the clothes behind a truck stop off a Highway 45. The snow was coming down so thick that it was hard to even drive. Some things you choose all by yourself, some things they choose you. I guess it was Memphis I was gonna have to do. You come into the world screaming, and that's how most of us will go. I turned that car around and headed back down to Tupelo. Tupelo. Thank you.
Dende la Cour. Please grab a drink, check out the merch table, and we'll see you back here in 10 minutes-ish.
All the dynamics, the energy. Welcome back to the second half of the Martha Bassett Show, featuring Bende la Cour, Jodi Burns, accompanied by Nancy Johnston, and Angela Easterling and the Beguilers. That's Brandon Turner on guitar, Don McGraw on bass, and Scott Stinson on drums. Remember, you can listen to us weekly on 88.5 WFDD, follow the entire schedule, listen to past radio shows, and subscribe to our podcast at marthabassettshow.com. Now let's get back to the very wet Reeves stage in beautiful downtown Elkin, North Carolina with Angela Easterling and the Beguilers.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Martha. Thank you, everyone on this wonderful show. This has been such a treat for us. I'm going to do a song I wrote called Lay My Head. I wrote this after reading an article about folks who are experiencing homelessness, and I realized how many times I had gotten close to that situation, and I'd always been fortunate to be bailed out of it. But this is kind of a plea for empathy. This is called Lay My Head.
Cold ground. Well, I lay my head tonight on a pillow on the cold, cold ground. Hard time come down on me. Hard time, nothing for free. Hard time for home and family. I lost my way somehow, stumbled behind the plow. Now all I own is all I carry. Well, I lay my head tonight past me. I know just what you see. I used to look with those same eyes, so quick to turn away, think there won't come a day you could wake up here lost and lonely. Well, I lay my head tonight on a pillow on the cold, cold ground. Well, I lay my head tonight on a pillow on the cold, cold ground. Yeah. Well, I lay my head tonight on a pillow on the cold, cold ground. Well, I lay my head tonight on a pillow on the cold, cold Well, I lay my head tonight on a pillow of the cold, cold ground.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all are so nice. Well, I have a new CD coming out in the next few months. It's called Witness. And tonight's show is the first time I have had the CD with me. And so some of you guys have bought one, and y'all are the first people to buy one. So this is super exciting. And I'm really looking forward to this release. And I'm going to do the next couple of songs we're going to do are new ones. This is one that I wrote because, like many of you, I've been so heartsick over the endless cycle of gun violence in our country. And we live down the road from a fire station, and every time there's one of these mass shooting events, they always lower their flag to half staff, and it looks like it's that way all the time. This song is called Halfway Down.
This morning's like a penny, all bright, shiny and new. The mean old summer heat is gone, fall has kissed with dew. I hear my children laughing, no no one's asking why. We offer up our thoughts and prayers. We shake our fists and cry. Then we go back to our own busy lives. Drive a long road into town. See the flags all halfway down. Try to make our peace with that strange ground on the long road into town. And they'll raise them back up again, but then in a week or maybe two, you'll see. On the long road into town, the flag is back halfway down. Then we'll make our peace with that strange ground on the long road into town. On the long road into town.
Thank you so much.
But weren't you recognized recently for by a country music association for activism in your songwriting?
One of my songs was named the best political country song of the year by the Boston Globe a few years back.
Okay.
I didn't know people wrote political country songs at the time, and I realized maybe that's what I do.
You do. You have things to say, and it's just beautiful to hear.
Thank you.
I mean, we just heard it in that song, actually in the first set too, and in the song that you have coming up, "Keep Your Head Down, Johnny," which is a brand new song. Is that right? Tell us about that song.
Well,
Is it a true story?
No. Well, I don't know. It could be, but I made it up. This is. I really wanted to write a bluegrass song. I've listened to bluegrass so much, but I've never, although I've had stuff influenced by bluegrass, I've never really written a bluegrass song. So I really wanted to try to write something that sounded like it could have been, an authentic bluegrass song from back in the day. But the thing that inspired it was reading a book. I read a lot of books. Reading a book about people in Appalachia like 100 years ago. And of course, everyone had a hard life then, but for women, it's just unreal. It was unreal what they had to go through. So I decided to write a song about someone who was born a woman, but decides to live their life as a man, but not in a modern context. Maybe what that would look like 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's what this song is about.
Well, let's do it.
It's called "Keep Your Head Down, Johnny."
Ain't no kindness in this life for a woman. I know that God must be a man. All the fear and the pain and the sorrow, He laid it down in her hands. Mama, she birthed 10 children, buried 5 of them. For the last baby died, he took Mama's breath too. Was his only mercy in the end. Keep your head down now, Johnny. Boy, don't you look up in the eye to see that your cheeks like the down of a rose. Know that you're telling a lie. great-grown daughter, just another mouth to feed. Send me yonder mountain with old John Blythe the year I turned 15. That man taught me the meaning of the devil, bloody sheets, broken bones, and shame. I left him laying down in the dark holler, rode west with his suit and his name. Oh, keep your head down now, Johnny. Boy, don't you look them in the eye. You'll see that your cheeks like the down of a rose. Know that you're telling a lie. Carry the mail across the plain, stare at the ground when I ride into town, and I whisper this sad refrain. Keep your head down now, Johnny. Boy, don't you look them in the eye. You'll see that your cheeks like the down of a rose. Know that you're telling a lie. Oh, they'll see that your cheeks like the down of a rose. Know that you're telling a lie. Thank
Angela
you.
Easterling
Thank
and the
you guys so
Beguilers.
much.
Thank you, Angela.
We are proud to have Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist sponsor the Martha Bassett Show. Through every stage and at every age, Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist is here for you and your family, supporting life, health, and well-being. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist, a care for life. TMBS is also supported in part by Life Store Insurance. They have 8 locations with one located right here in downtown Elkin. Life Store Insurance, your North Carolina insurance specialist. And remember, when you come to visit us in beautiful downtown Elkin, make sure you stop by the shops at 150 East Market Street, where you'll find Dirty Joe's Coffee, the Smoothie Station, Gwynn and Market Mercantile, and the Barkery, home of Melissa's all-natural pet treats. The shops at 150 East Market Street, where you're sure to find something for everyone. Now, let's get back to the show and have Martha and Russell take us to balmy Brazil.
Thank you very much. Many of you know that Russell and I love to share bossa novas with you. We have been a bossa nova duo for a couple of years now, and I want to tell you about a show that we have coming up. We've expanded to a quartet for a show that we have on August the 13th. It's a Saturday night, August 13th, at the Milton Rhodes Center in Winston-Salem, and it's part of Music Carolina's Summer Music Festival. And we're adding to our duo percussion and a flutist and saxophonist. So I hope you come and see us. The song that we're going to share tonight is Só tinha de ser com você, which means I just had to be with you. It was written in 1964 by Antonio Carlos Jobim, and a partial translation goes like this. Blue-colored you, let me live in this blue. Let me find my happiness, you who are so beautiful. If only you could know that I've always been yours, and you've always been mine.
só tinha de ser com você.
Só eu sei quanto amor eu guardei sem saber que era só pra você. E só tinha de ser com você, havia de ser pra você, senão era mais uma dor, senão não seria o amor, aquele que a gente não vê, o amor que chegou para dar o que ninguém deu pra você. O amor que chegou para dar o que ninguém deu. É você que é feito de azul, me deixa morar neste azul, me deixa encontrar minha paz. Você que é bonito demais. Se ao menos pudesse saber que eu sempre fui só de você, você sempre foi só de mim. É você que é feito de azul, me deixa morar neste azul, me deixa encontrar minha paz. Você que é bonito demais. Se ao menos pudesse saber que eu sempre fui só de você, você sempre foi só de mim. Eu sempre fui só de você, você sempre foi só de mim. Eu sempre fui só de você, você sempre foi só de mim. Eu sempre fui só de você, que você sempre foi só de mim.
Thank you. This is Russell Kelly. Thank you. Will you please welcome back to the stage Jodi Burns? So Jodi, your range extends far beyond opera. I know that you have a band of your own called Jodi Burns. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. Which is super confusing.
I know. There are a lot of people that call me Judy Jodi, just so they know they got it right.
Right. So tell us a little bit about that. You write your original songs. I know you play piano.
Yeah, I write songs. My boyfriend, who's out here, he earlier told me I looked ravishing. That's a good one. He's Tim Nolan. He's a also a really incredible musician, not a classical background like me, but which doesn't matter. It's not really a but, it's just some information for you. And he does a lot of arranging, so we work together, and then we've had usually 2 backup singers and bass and guitar and drums, and we kind of have like a cinematic music sort of style. We're really influenced by a lot of music from the 70s, and I find that I'm fortunate that I have more than one voice, so it doesn't always sound like ooh, which I've met a lot of opera singers who like literally cannot do any other voice, and I'm like, didn't you have one when you were a child that like just comes out of your body? Like, you know, they're like, oops, I did it again. Like, that's not right. That is not right. So, but I definitely use, you know, you'll hear more of that kind of technique in it than you would in your average band, but maybe a little bit like Queen, hopefully. So,
Right.
yeah. But, I mean, I'm not saying we're as good as Queen, but we have played We Are the Champions.
You said something earlier in passing about staying true to your punk rock roots. Tell me more about your punk rock roots.
So I grew up in this world in which like we defined ourselves socially by the music that we listened to, and in like the 7th grade I started listening to what was called alternative rock and dressing grunge, which is like large pants that you cut off into large shorts and then like giant shirts, and then you go through like being called a lesbian in middle school, which there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. I just didn't understand why wearing like large shirt made me a different thing. I don't know, but anyways, so I grew up listening to music that tended to be like on the indie rock spectrum. Like if anybody knew about it, then it probably wasn't cool enough for me. And and I really wasn't into opera so much. I liked to sing in choir, but my grandmother was her mother was an opera singer, and so there was this always kind of like this through line of that. But it wasn't my intention to end up in opera. It just sort of happened. The road took me there, and it's been an incredible experience. But I don't think that there's any hierarchy when it comes to music. I think that if you can tell that someone who's writing and singing, or not singing, just instrumental music, like if you can tell that it's sincere, they mean what they're saying, and that they've been considerate about how they put it together. It doesn't matter if there's 3 chords or 10 chords and jazz chords or simple chords. It just has to be sincere. So yeah, I feel like I can kind of stay sort of with a through line in that way by not being like a snob.
Amen. And that comes across in your classical singing too.
Thanks.
And I understand your folks are here tonight. Came down from Ohio.
Yes, they
Where
have.
are you?
They're
all right. Jodi's folks.
Yeah, Mary and Jim, and seriously, I wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be doing anything that I get to do were it not for their like constant support. They were those kind of parents that just like chose parenting, chose nurture, and just did everything they could to like give us what we needed and help us become, good humans. They didn't force us in any direction, like, you have to make money, which, is good for me because I wasn't going to. But just those kind of it, sometimes you just get really lucky and get 2 incredible people in your life that they happen to be your parents. That really, I don't know how it happened, but they're just amazing.
You have brought some very high-powered accompaniment with you tonight. Nancy Johnston. She doesn't have a microphone in front of her, so we can talk about her without her being able to defend herself. But I will tell you that she is the principal keyboardist for the Winston-Salem Symphony and the Greensboro Symphony and Piedmont Opera. And she's also on staff at UNCSA.
If you have ever seen a classical performance of any kind in North Carolina, Nancy probably played in the pit, or she taught like the singers how to sing their notes, or, you know, she plays full opera rehearsals, which means she learns the entire opera. And not only that, if somebody else was supposed to play that rehearsal and they got sick, you could call Nancy at 6 p.m. to be there at 7, and she'd sight read the whole thing. I hope she hates this. And I'm sorry, but I was so excited to get to bring her here and say her name out loud because, yes, Nancy! Nancy Johnston holds the city, holds music together in these ways, and you just don't even know. And so I'm so fortunate to get to know her, and she's just crazy talented. And if you know any collaborative pianists, just give them hugs because they're always put in the background, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, these are people who literally know how to make their left pinky sound like a tuba while their middle finger sounds like the drums, and the right pinky's the flute, and the middle pinky's the clarinet. I don't even understand. The keys are the same every time you touch them. How do they make them sound so different? But collaborative pianists are this incredible thing that's always in the background, and Nancy Johnston is amazing, and we're so lucky.
Well, this audience is thrilled to have you here, as am I, so I'm going to get out of your way and let you make music for these folks.
Cool.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, so this next piece is another one about night. This is the last one about night. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. And once again, simple chords, beautiful melody. It's a poem by James Agee, and the composer is Samuel Barber. It's called Shore on This Shining Night. And I think my favorite thing about it, although this is my current interpretation and I could be wrong, sometimes you have a lifetime of relationship with a poem and you're just trying to figure it out the whole time. But it sets this scene in the beginning, shore on this shining night of star-made shadows round. So you imagine just this glorious night in a clearing, and there's probably trees around, or you envision your own place. Don't let me tell you what to see. But there's shadows on the ground from the moon and the stars and the way that light is casting everywhere. This person is out wandering and looking for solace and looking for meaning and looking to understand their place in the universe. And at the end, they say, shore on this shining night, the final phrase, I weep for wonder, wandering far, alone, of shadows on the stars. And the reason I'm saying this is because the poem's kind of esoteric, and the words aren't exactly in the order that help you know exactly what he's saying. So I think of it as this person who's seeing the shadows of the stars, looking up and seeing the shadows that the earth casts on the stars, and wondering if there's somebody else out there who's looking at the same thing that they are and pondering their place in the universe too. So this is Shore on This Shining Night.
Must watch for me.
Thank you. Did you like that one? It's really pretty. Go home and listen to it more times. You won't want to stop. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit, but not a lot like the last time. So we have two more. Everything we've sung so far have been art songs versus arias. Art songs are songs written by composers based on poetry. They don't have to belong to a story, whereas an aria is from an opera and, fits into the timeline and the story. So the last two are arias, and so I'm going to set the scene just a little bit. This is called Vici d'arte, and it's from the opera Tosca by Puccini. And it's about a woman who actually is an opera singer, and her boyfriend, her partner, is a revolutionary in the 1800s Rome, a Napoleon Bonaparte supporter, and that republic has just fallen. So he's been taken prisoner by the chief of police, and the chief of police calls her to his office and says, I'll let him out if you just want to. And she's a very pious woman, and so in this moment, she's asking God, who she feels like she's done everything that she was supposed to do, and she was born with a beautiful voice, so she chose to make music with it and send it back up to him, and she just feels like she's done everything she's supposed to, and she's being punished and wants to know why. So that's where we are right now. Mom and Dad are standing up. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. All right, so the next one you may or may not recognize from like a mob movie or like a spaghetti sauce commercial, but it's a really popular tune, and it's called O mio babbino caro, right? So, the funny thing about this one, and it's often kind of disappointing to find out, is it's a very beautiful, such a beautiful melody, and it sounds like it's about like love, but really this is like a young woman who really wants to marry this dude who her father is like in a feud with that dude's family, so he's like, no, and so she's really upset. So she uses like the tools that she has, which is to be like, but Dad, if you don't let me marry him, I'll probably go kill myself, you know, that sort of thing. And that's what this aria is about. So thank you all you have just been so much fun to sing for. I mean, I like to sing, but when you get energy back like this, it just makes it so easy and so much fun. Thank you so much. And thank you to Nancy and to Martha Bassett and to just all the incredible music that's happening tonight. Proud to be a part. And yeah, here we go. Thank you all so much. One more for Nancy. Thank you. Have a great rest of the night.
The Martha Bassett Show comes to you from the Reeves Theater and Cafe, downtown Elkin's newly renovated landmark. Originally opened as an Art Deco movie theater in 1941, it was fully operational until 1977, and then became the Elk Twin Cinema until 1994. Closed for decades, it was lovingly restored and reopened in 2018. The Reeves Theater and Cafe is your location for farm-to-table dining in the heart of the foothills, and the new cafe hours are 4 to 9, so you can grab a bite before the music begins. Upcoming shows include Jonathan Byrd, Kelly and the Cowboys, Presley Barker, and the Reeves House Band plays Led Zeppelin. Let's get back to the show with Ben de la Cour.
Joey bounced like a brick from the 14th floor window. I watched him go silently all the way down. An angel in free fall, wearing a hospital gown. And there's snow on the sidewalks, everyone's talking. Their breath billows out just like cigarette smoke. The coroner watches, the cops laugh at all their own jokes. In a bar across the street, Sinatra is singing about sitting on rainbows and the world on a string. From out here where I'm standing, it doesn't sound like anything. And then I'll watch Joey's family come down from the project to ID the body, and everyone cries and they all shuffle off to whatever is left of their lives. And I think about how we're so close to the edge. I can feel that cold wind start to blow, and my heart does a swan dive right out of my chest into a river of sorrow. I still think about you and that hot Brooklyn summer when we lived forever, at least for one night, in your leopard print jacket, both hands in the air, dancing circles beneath the street light. Just a couple of derelict debutante wonders. How could we know then that it couldn't last? Are you wondering still, trapped tight in the jaws of the past? And there was always a darkness, we just couldn't see it. It's a whole other world when you peek through the cracks. You can try to go home, but you never will find your way back. When I think about how we're so close to the edge, I can feel that cold wind start to blow, and my heart does a swan dive right out of my chest into a river of sorrow. shooting on Riverside Drive the night before Joey came swan diving into our lives. What did he do? What does it matter? They're dead, you're gone, and I'm still right here. The jukebox is broken, I'm at the bar drinking beer. When I think about how we're so close to the edge, I can feel that cold wind start to blow, and my heart does a swan dive right out of my chest into a river of sorrow. And my heart does a swan dive right out of my chest. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
So I met Ben through his producer, Jim White, who's been on our show a couple of times. And Ben, yeah.
Jim White.
Jim
yeah.
White told me, I'm producing a record for this young guy named Ben De La Cour, and you just have to have him on your show. And we were so glad we invited you and that you agreed to come back.
Yeah, I can't believe you let me come back.
Well, you know, we can make this a regular thing.
I'll be living in you have a basement?
I don't have a basement.
You do now. You got a shovel?
A shed.
That works for me. I literally lived in a coal cellar once.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's heard the rich, dark creepiness of your songs, which I love very much.
I've only been playing the happy ones.
He calls his style American noir, which I think suits you perfectly.
Thanks. Yeah.
Do you? What inspires your songs? Is this your imagination?
I don't know. I guess I think I told the joke last time I was here about stealing them from people at open mics, so I can't tell that one again.
You did. I forgot that. Go ahead and say it again.
No,
I
don't
had
wanna.
forgotten.
I don't want to. I don't know. You know, just kind of. What else would I do with my time?
They're very cinematic, and you paint a picture, a disturbing picture. That, as I
I'm
said earlier.
I'm a disturbed young man.
But I do love your songs. So, what are you going to do for us next? I don't have it on my list.
I don't know. I was just thinking that. I was trying to multitask between thinking what I'm going to play next and answering your questions, but I severely lack executive function, so it's really hard.
I'll stop talking.
No,
then,
it's not you. It's not you. It's me. I'll play a song that I wrote, and then it came true after I wrote it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was a mistake. I should have written it about something else. I met Jerry on my first day at the Last Chance Farm. Jerry had a funeral wreath underneath her arm. I mentioned how I'd heard it said that we're all slowly dying. She said, I'm just holding this for a friend of mine. Look at all these people, how'd we ever friend up here. I swear to God I'd give my firstborn for one lousy beer. Jerry said you wouldn't talk like that if they took yours away. How the hell do you think I wound up in this place? The kingdom of salvation hangs upon a rusty nail between a proud old picture of a ship with golden sails. Let them have their revelations in the television line. The last chance farm is waiting. Jerry smiled at me, looked down an ash into her coffee cup. She said, I know this is killing me, but I can't give it up. Then her words trailed off like cigarette smoke underneath the door. Life used to feel so silly, don't feel that way no more. The kingdom of salvation hangs upon a rusty nail beneath the proud old painting of a ship with golden sails. Let them have their revelations in the television light. The last chance farm is waiting. Jerry got her walking papers 2 weeks before I did. We made plans to go get coffee. She was gonna bring her kid, but I showed up too early, sat out smoking in the cold. I left $1 on the table and left before she showed. The kingdom of salvation hangs upon a rusty nail beneath the proud old painting of a ship with golden sails. Let them have their revelations in the television light. The last chance farm is waiting. We still got tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben.
You're welcome, thank you.
We're going to bring Jodi out for one more song with Ben. And then we'll do our encore.
Hello. See, they'll laugh at anything. I don't even know what they're laughing at now.
Yeah. I paid them.
Good. I first heard the word of God when I was 8 years old. He told me to take a carving knife and hold it to my brother's throat. Ever since that day, I spent my whole life on the run. Running gets to be as easy as breathing when you're God's only son. I met Johnny in Arkansas. He told me he was full-blood Cree. Now I ain't the type to ask no questions. We look pretty wide to me. He asked me if I ever robbed a bank before. I said not really, but I always figured knowing what you're doing brings the worst kind of luck. And if the devil is 6 and God is 7, I guess that makes me 1. I'm gonna claw my way back into heaven. I'm God's only son. Rolled up to the bank, rolled our hats down over our eyes. Johnny turned to me with a smile and said, "Today's a good day to die." And all of a sudden it got real cold and I heard that voice once more. And I saw the devil dancing in Johnny's eyes, so I shot him as he reached for the door. Double-crossed that county line, 2 hornets in a still. Johnny folded there in the backseat like a blood-soaked dollar bill. And let me tell you, getting gunshot ain't how it looks on screen. That whole car was shaking with screaming and crying, smelled like death and gasoline. And if the devil is 6 and God is 7, I guess that makes me 1. I'm gonna claw my way back into heaven. I'm God's only son. Rolled that car in Texas, outside of Eagle Pass. And God spoke to me as I lay there dying in a halo of broken glass. He said, me and the devil, we had us a game to see who would blink first. And I'll let you in on a secret while you're down there in the dirt. No heavenly host awaiting beyond that wall of sleep. But the devil is a hungry dog and he always plays for keeps. But if the devil is 6 and God is 7, I guess that makes me 1. I'm gonna claw my way back into heaven. I'm God's only son.
Well, thank you, folks. We've got one more song for you. And I hope you're safe going home tonight. I want to thank all these great artists for being on stage with us tonight and sharing their music. Angela Easterling and the Beguilers, Ben De La Cour, Jodi Burns. We're going to end with a Townes Van Zandt song.
Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breast as hard as kerosene.
You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sank into your dreams.
Pancho was a bandit boy, horsed as fast as polished steel, wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel.
Pancho met his match, you know, in the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. Oh, but I guess that's how it goes.
All the federalists say
could have had him any day. They only let him slip away.
all the kindness I suppose. Lefty can sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dust of Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth.
They had for Pancho Lou, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Ain't nobody knows.
All the federalists say could have had him any day. Only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell, and Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, so the story ends, we're told.
Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but won't you save a few for old Lefty too? He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old.
All the fair
Thank you all for tuning in and to our beautiful live audience. Let's hear it for Ben De La Cour, Angela Easterling and the Beguilers, Jodi Burns. The band tonight was Deshaun Hickman, Rex McGee, Scott Stinson, Russell Kelly, Sarah Howe Miller, and me, Pat Lawrence. Our interstitial music tonight was composed by Russell Kelly. A big thanks to the Reeves Theater in the beautiful town of Elkin. Jeff Irving, James Brickey, and Doug Williams handled the sound. Ben Singer and Nick Massett provided our video broadcast, and Sam Schumacher managed the house. Miranda Anderson's out there selling the merch. The Martha Bassett Show. It's good music for good people. Thank you so much for coming. Drive safe and come back and see us. Come chat with us in the lobby.